Hello. I cannot figure out how to turn my camera on. Oh man. Oh. Hey, there I am. I couldn't figure out how to get it up. Sorry I'm an hour late. We got to talking to my sister and had a good chat. Hello, Willie. Thank you. I did have technical difficulties. For some reason it's spitting and sputtering. I don't know. Crazy day. It is my husband's birthday and he went and played golf. Thank you, Lily. So I'm sorry I'm late. I thought I was going to be able to be back at 2, and I took a little time and spent it with my sister. So yeah, gotta have sister time sometimes, you know. But welcome. I'm Sandra. I'm an alcoholic. And I'm going to read the 12 steps, and then we are on we're reading the big book, and we're on page 145 in chapter 10, I believe, if I am correct. My co-host isn't here for the time being. She is taking time to take care of herself, which is wonderful. Because after all, you have to be taking care of yourself before you can take care of everybody else. Oh, you have to go to the pharmacy right now? Not you. His dog brought me a chicken. If you have not seen it, this is his chicken. It's lightweight and doesn't bounce off the wall like the ball does. Anyways, we're going to say the Serenity Prayer and then get the meeting going. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And please, we do not allow bullying, judgment, harassment, or any of those such things. Your head is in my camera view. So please be kind to one another, and I believe the chat gets uploaded. So if you don't mind people knowing that you're here supporting someone, or here for yourself, or whatever the reason, you can feel free to chat in the chat. And with that, I'm going to get the steps going and get into chapter 10. 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continue to take personal inventory of ourselves, and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to the alcoholics and practice these principles in all our affairs. Okay, we are on page 145, and I'm going to start at in this connection. In this connection, can you remain undisturbed if the man proceeds or woman proceeds to tell you shocking things? He or she may, for example, reveal that he or she has padded his or her expense account, or that he or she has planned to take your best customers away from you. In fact, the person may say almost anything if the person has accepted our solution, which, as you know, demands rigorous honesty. Can you charge this off as you would a bad account and start fresh with that person? If the person owes you money, you may wish to make terms. If the person speaks of the home situation, you can undoubtedly make helpful suggestions. Can a person talk frankly with you so long as the person does not bear business tales or criticize associates? With this kind of employee, such an attitude will command undying loyalty. The greatest enemies of us alcoholics are resentment, jealousy, envy, frustration, and fear. Wherever persons are gathered together in business, there will be rivalry, rivalries, rivalries, yeah, and rising out of these, a certain amount of office politics. Sometimes we alcoholics have an idea that people are trying to pull us down. Often this is not so at all, but sometimes our drinking will be used politically. One instance comes to mind in which a malicious individual was always making friendly jokes or friendly little jokes about an alcoholic's drinking exploits. In this way, the person was slyly carrying tales. In another case, an alcoholic was sent to a hospital for treatment. Only a few knew of it at first, but within a short time it was billboarded throughout the entire company. Naturally, this sort of thing decreased the person's chance of recovery. The employer can many times protect the victim from this kind of talk. The employer cannot play favorites, but can always defend a man or woman for needless provocation and unfair criticism. As a class, alcoholics are energetic people. They work hard and they play hard. Your man or woman should be on his mettle to make good, being somewhat weakened and faced with physical and mental readjustments to a life which knows no alcohol. Person may overdo. You may have to curb the desire to work 16 hours a day. You may need to encourage the person to play once in a while. Persons may wish to do a lot for other alcoholics, and something of the sort may come up during business hours. A reasonable amount of latitude will be helpful. This work is necessary to maintain the sobriety. After a person has gone along without drinking for a few months, you may be able to make use of person service with other employees who are giving you the alcoholic run around, provided, of course, they are willing to have a third party in the picture. An alcoholic who has recovered but holds a relatively unimportant job can talk to a man or woman with a better position, being on a radically different basis of life. The person will never take advantage of the solution. Your person may be trusted. Long experience with alcoholic excuses naturally arouse suspicions, which person's husband or wife next called saying he is sick, you might jump to the conclusion he is drunk. If he or she is and is still trying to recover, he or she will tell you about it even if it means the loss of the job. For the person knows they must be honest if they would live at all. They will appreciate knowing you are not bothering your head about him, the person, that you are not suspicious, nor are you trying to run the life so as will be shielded from temptation to drink. If the person is consistently following the program of recovery, the person can go anywhere your business may call him. Second. There is another thing you might wish to do. If your organization is a large one, your junior executives might be provided with this book. You might let them know you have no quarrel with the alcoholics of your organization. These juniors are often in a difficult position. Men and women under them are frequently their friends. So, for one reason or another, they covered these men and women, hoping matters will take a turn for the better. They often jeopardize their own position by trying to help serious drinkers who should have been fired long ago, or else given an opportunity to get well. After reading this book, a junior executive can go to such a man or woman and say approximately this: Look, here, Ed, do you want to stop drinking or not? So, this is what you can do. Do you want to quit drinking or not? You put me on the spot every time you get drunk. It isn't fair to me or the firm. I have been learning something about alcoholism. If you are an alcoholic, you are a mighty sick man or woman. You act like one. The firm wants to help you get over it. If you if you are interested, there is a way out. If you take it, your past will be forgotten. And the fact that you went away for treatment will not be mentioned. But if you cannot or will not stop drinking, I think you ought to resign. Your junior executive may not agree with the contents of our book. You need not, or and often should not, show it to his alcoholic prospect. But at least he will understand the problem and will no longer be misled by ordinary promises. The person will be able to take a position with such a person which is eminently fair and square. Person will have no further reason for covering up an alcoholic employee. It boils right down to this: no man or woman should be fired just because he or she is alcoholic. If he or she wants to stop, he or she should be afforded a real chance. If he or she cannot or does not want to stop, he or she should be discharged. The exceptions are few. We think this method of approach will accomplish several things. It will permit the rehabilitation of good men and women. At the same time, you will feel no reluctance to rid yourself of those who cannot or will not stop. Alcoholism may be causing your organization considerable damage in its waste of time, men or women, and reputation. We hope our suggestion will help you plug up this sometimes serious leak. We think we are sensible when we urge that you stop this waste and give your worthwhile man a chance. Sorry, I get tongue tied. The other day, an approach was made to the vice president of a large industrial concern. Here she remarked, I'm mighty glad you fellows got over your drinking, but the policy of this company is not to interfere with the habits of our employees. If a man or woman drinks so much that his or her job suffers, we fire him or her. I don't see how you can be of any help to us, for as you see, we don't have any alcoholic problem. This same company spends millions of research every year. Their cost of production is figured to a fine decimal point. They have recreational facilities. There is company insurance. There is a real interest, both humanitarian and business, in the well being of employees, but alcoholism, well, they just don't believe they have it. Perhaps this is a typical attitude. We who have collectively seen a great deal of business life, at least for college angle, had to smile at this gentleman's sincere opinion. He might be shocked if he knew how much alcoholism is costing his organization a year. That company may harbor many actual or potential alcoholics. We believe that managers of large enterprises often have little idea how prevalent this problem is. Even if you feel your organization has no alcoholic problem, it might pay to take another look down the line. You may make some interesting discoveries. And I'm going to stop. Oh, I'm going to finish this one because this is it, anyways. Of course, this chapter refers to alcoholics, sick people, deranged men and women. What our friend, the vice president, had in mind was the habitual or whoopee drinkers. As to them, his policy is undoubtedly sound, but he did not distinguish between such people and the alcoholics. It is not to be expected that an alcoholic employee will receive a disproportionate amount of time and attention. He or she should not be made a favorite. The right kind of man or woman, the kind who recovered, will not want this sort of thing. He or she will not impose. Far from it. He or she will work like the devil and thank you to his or her dying day. Today, I own a little company. There are two alcoholic employees who produce as much as five normal salesmen, but why not? They have a new attitude and they have been saved from a living death. I have enjoyed every moment spent in getting them straightened out. This says, see Appendix 6. We shall be happy to hear from you if we can be of help. And that's the end of chapter 10. But yeah, it's true. Um, there are alcoholics in all professions. Um, they are not subject to just one business or one company. And it's probably not just one person. More than likely, it's a lot more than one. But there are the alcoholics that still suffer that think that they can hide it pretty well. Some of them actually can. But that's beside the point. If you offer them help, like me, I was offered help. I did get sober by myself at first, and then I was talking to a friend of mine, and I've known this friend since I was 16 years old, and he told me about AA. I was blessed that day. Yeah, I heard about AA when I was a teenager. I had actually gone to a meeting once. But I really was not an alcoholic teenager. Yes, I did drink as a teenager, but it wasn't a constant thing. And it wasn't like every day. And I wasn't binge drinking. So, because I grew up knowing that my father, my birth father, not my dad, my father, was an alcoholic. And I say was because he died an alcoholic. So it is true, some of us don't get out. And it's sad when that happens. because there is help out there. Just a lot of people don't know where to go, or like they feel like they've lost everyone. And to anybody and everybody, that's not fun. You know, when you feel like you've lost everything and everyone, you just want to go back down in the slums and just stay there and keep drinking. I mean, what else you got? The liquor trying to wash away all your feelings and stuff. And for me, I didn't become the alcoholic myself until I was in my 30s. I think I was like 31, maybe 32. But I was in my 30s and my kids were teenagers. So they were like the right age for them to watch their mom go through it. Um, and I drank a lot. Sorry about the chicken. He thinks it's time to play. So, like I said, I grew up knowing that I could be the alcoholic because that's what my father was. And he wasn't the only one. I have uncles that died from alcoholism. And, so it's not just one person that is the alcoholic in a family or a friendship or what or a business or whatever. But when you start doing your steps and you start realizing there is life without it and it can be a great life and you can still have fun and actually feel your true feelings instead of the alcohol feelings that, just like a flip of a switch, exactly how it goes. Um, you can actually be in the moment in that feeling and know that you're not lying to somebody about how it makes you feel. I mean, even for me, I will look at someone that is like making me mad and I'll say, you know what, you better leave me alone or I'm going to get mad, I'm getting there. Or I could be crying because I'm happy or something bad's happened. And it's my real feelings. And there's nothing better than your true, honest feelings. And that's the best part of being a recovering alcoholic and not going. I have gone back out once. I had quit a year. I quit for a year by myself. And then I went back out. And this time I've got 8 years and almost 9 months. In 3 days, it'll be 9 months. 8 years and 9 months. So, but it's doing the alcohol steps and the traditions and practicing my principles every single day. And when I'm wrong, I automatically address it. Um, I mean, I could get an argument with my sister, and then 5 minutes later, we'll be talking again and saying we're sorry because that was stupid. And it's because we realize that we need to make our amends and not hold it forever because it's not good for us. It's not good for anyone to be doing that. So the faster you can get your deal with your emotion and make your amends with that person, the better it is because it doesn't have time to build and build and build and build. So, and that's what you want to do is make your amends right away. If you're having a bad day, deep breath, do some meditation, play a game, watch videos, read a book. Anything could be a meditation. You don't have to pray or any of that. You just know that anything you do that can take your mind off of what you're feeling is better um, without going and having that alcohol. Um, but I've noticed that because I come out in the open about all my jobs that I've done with my bosses. Um, I have been open about it, and I've said I am a recovering alcoholic, and sometimes somebody might be right behind me and I'm not noticing, but you know what? Frankly, when I say that, it actually catches people's attention. And I have actually gotten another sponsee. So um, I'm more than happy to be doing meetings to help people to be sober, stay sober, and live sober life, and know that it's worth it. It's hard work, but it's well worth it. And I don't know. My sister's right behind me on the alcohol recovery too, so she just got 8 years. So last month, I'm proud of her. But anyways, but yeah, you alcoholics are everywhere, and not all of them want everybody to know, and that's their right. Because of course it's hard for family and friends to understand. But then again, when you are in your recovery, um, you need to. My husband just killed the light with the dog's chicken. Anyways, but yeah, it's worth it every day. You can't see me much better. Sorry, guys. But anyways, I wanted to come on and do a real quick meeting. I'm sorry I'm late. I thought we'd be back by 2. So, and it is my husband's birthday, and we spent the morning playing golf. So, he's relaxing now. He had fun. He didn't do very good, which is fine because it was just him playing. It wasn't no competition or anything. But I think it felt good to be out there on that golf course. It's been a long time. He used to play with golf with his dad and his uncles and his grandpa. So he misses his dad. His dad's been gone for almost 10 years. So he was a great Marine, a great dad, a great father in law, a great grandpa. And he's a great grandpa now. So, um, but anyway, I just wanted to do a real quick meeting, and I'm going to read the daily reflection real quick before I say the serenity prayer. So you can get an app on your phone or your tablet. Um, it's daily reflections, and all of them are pretty much the same. So, so today is August 12th. A look backward. First, we take a look backward and try to discover where we have been at fault. Next, we make a vigorous attempt to repair the damage we have done. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 77. And that's the little blue book. As a traveler on a fresh and exciting AA journey of recovery, I experienced a newfound peace of mind, and the horizon appeared clear and bright, rather than obscure and dim. Reviewing my life to discover where I had been at fault seemed to be such an arduous and dangerous task. It was painful to pause and look backward. I was afraid I might stumble. Couldn't I put the past out of my mind and just live in the new golden present? I realized that those in the past whom I had harmed stood between me and my desire to continue my movement toward serenity. I had to ask for courage to face those persons from my life who still live in my conscious, to realize and deal with the guilt that their presence produced in me. I had to look at the damage I had done and become willing to make amends. Only then could my journey of the spirit resume. And that is your daily reflection for today. And a great one. So, if you're watching the replay, just know you're not alone. There are others that are recovering alcoholics or recovering from whatever. You better not be eating that chicken. Hey, he was eating it. Anyways, just know you're not alone. There are people out there that'll help, that know exactly what you're going through, and can give you tips and uh, things that might help you get through it. You're still going to have bad days, but keep going. You got it. You can make it. Um, my prayer is that every alcoholic can get sober, or every addict can get sober, or just a way to live a better life. This is AA's for everything. So, but yeah, just know you're not alone. If you're a newcomer, you're welcome here. If you're old timer, great to have you. Um, but please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of the next video. I go live on Tuesday mornings and Wednesday mornings and Saturday mornings, but I've been having to change it up because I get to pick my own schedule, and I keep forgetting. Uh, yeah, meeting days and everything is all a blur. But if I change it, it'll just be the time of the day, so it might be a little later than normal. So, but everything will be pretty much the same. Um, so, and I'm just glad that everybody was here and um, listening and getting help from these meetings, because I know if I can help one person, it's well worth it. And sharing this gift that I got for free to you all for free is a wonderful gift. So, with that, I'm going to say the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Love you guys. Be safe out there. Be kind.